Good morning and welcome back to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Danny Vittori, and today we're here to discuss the Lynn Youth and Adolescent Task Force with Councilor Nicole McClain. Thanks for coming back on the show.
Oh, it's great to be here. I enjoy being around the LCTV crew. You guys are very welcoming, so thank you for having me.
Of course, and thank you also for coming here on a Monday morning when we're still getting all the pieces together, but we got it.
Truly Monday, so yeah.
So I guess I'll start off by asking, where did this idea originate? Because it kind of started with you last year.
Yeah, it did start. It's always been an idea in my mind for our city because obviously we have a council on aging. So since we have that council and that council has been so successful with getting a building and getting transportation and really dedicating itself to the improvement of the quality of life for our seniors, I thought that the Council on Adolescence and Young Adults could also do the same thing for our city. It could be a vehicle toward getting us a community center, getting us more resources that the city itself could support our programming that we have in the city already, and also just support our youth and young adults in general.
And you talk a little bit about the process of, there's now a dozen people on the council, not on the task force. So did people apply? How were they kind of selected?
We created an application process, and when I say we, I mean Faustina Cuevas, Sarita Ago, and myself. We put that out into the community. I sent it to different places, different high schools. The mayor's office did the same, and we were able to get a great group of people to apply. Yeah.
And you just this month had your first meeting, So how do you think that went?
The first meeting was really well. So we were introduced to everyone on the task force, and I think I have their names. Hold on, let me get them for. So Brian Ramos, Dania De La Cruz, Zainab Lawal, Helena Almonte, Janiyah Spencer, Ann Merrill Gidius, Jesse Labato, Stacy Bryant Brown, Rua Ahmad, Tristan Smith, Denisa Lopez, and Martina Campbell. So they all came. We had a really good attendance, and we talked about what we want these meetings to be like. You know, we did the preliminary, well, I won't call them rules, but just codes of the way that we want to treat each other, how we're going to go into the meetings with an open mind and not being judgmental. So just basic, general ways of treating each other during the meetings. Everybody, got to know a little bit about each other. We went around and did some introductions, and we spoke about, some of the themes for our upcoming meetings was going to be workforce development, after school programming, and things like that. And we also made sure that the task force members knew that it doesn't matter their age, that they are all of their voices are important. So just laid some ground rules and some standards for going forward.
Because I think the four things they said were accountability, open-mindedness, honesty, and civility were the big priorities, which I love.
Yeah. We definitely want to just respect each other in these meetings because we're going to be talking about some hard things. So we need to make sure that, and also confidentiality too was something that was very important to everyone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense, though.
Yeah, it does.
And why would you say it's so important to include youth? I mean, in the policies that are going to affect them, why do you think that is so important?
I believe our youth in the city of Lynn haven't had a chance like this to really say how they feel about what's going on in our city. So, and they are, like you said, they're directly affected by everything that's being decided. So I think that's the reason why it's so important to include their voice, because they are also being affected. And a lot of our youth are, contributing to our community as well in a huge way. So if they're contributing, if they're being affected by the policies and the things that are being considered in our city, then I believe their voices should be added to the equation as well.
And moving forward, how often will you meet? Is it monthly meetings? Or?
It's every other month or
Okay.
quarterly, our meeting. So our next meeting will be in April. So they're not, I think it's good for, especially since we have some young people on the task force, that we're not taking up too much time for people.
Right,
So
yeah.
in between those times, we have some homework for each for the task force to do. So right now, because April's meeting is going to be about workforce development, we are just researching about what the city is already offering our youth, and going to bring that information to the April meeting.
And what would you say is sort of, I guess the ultimate goal with this would be, you said, to have more of a council, kind of like the Council on Aging?
Yeah, exactly. To have something that, because it says Task Force on Youth and Adolescence. So this council would say Council on Youth and Adolescents and Young Adults. That's what it would say. So when you're going on the website for the City of Lynn and you see Council on Aging, as a young person, you would probably automatically look for a council for youth or young adults. So now you'll see that and you'll be able to click on something like that and say, what's provided here for me? What can I get into being a young person? That would be a title that would automatically attract you. And now, it's an obvious place to go for a resource for a young person to see what's available in the city for resources for them.
I probably should have asked this before, but the age of the youth is mostly high school on the council. Is that what it is?
They're 16 to 26 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a wide range of ages, but when I say young adults, I really do mean that. I mean 20s, early 20s. So yeah. I think it's important that we have that because a lot of our young adults aren't getting the same opportunities. Some young adults are able to go to college right away and do some things that way. And if they are, then maybe they can look at that council and say, maybe I want to be a part of that. Maybe I want to help provide resources. And then there's young adults that are out here trying to figure out what their next move is. And maybe this can be a resource that they can go to, click on and say, oh, there's job training here. There's, some skills that I can acquire for free at this place. So just a list of resources would be nice for those people that are looking for things and opportunities to move their career forward or just move their life forward.
In a way that's maybe a little less overwhelming than trying to go out into the world and go, okay, now what am I doing?
Exactly. Now what? So I'm out here. What am I going to do now? Yeah.
And also, are you looking to, like I said, collaborate with the city or other organizations too to expand those resources and, like you said, tap into ones that already exist maybe and make them bigger?
Exactly. So as far as supporting organizations or programs that are already out there, I would love to have that be a place where programs can come and upload their events or, if they're looking for people for jobs, like right now, Boys and Girls Club is hiring and they're looking for group leaders. So that this young adult and this council could be a place where those types of jobs live. You know what I mean? That we know about these jobs and we can push them out and help you find people to employ. You know what I mean? So that's, and if there's an event happening with Girls Inc. or if there's an event happening at the Lynn YMCA, it's another way for these programs to be able to get the information out about what they're doing in their respective programs. Yeah.
Which is beneficial for all parties involved.
I think so, right? Because we're helping to support these great organizations that we have. We have so many great organizations, and I don't think everyone knows what goes on there. So to have a central place for youth and, young adult programming and for them to be able to come and see what's happening, I think it would be helpful for everybody. Yeah.
Definitely. And before I have to wrap up, for anyone who maybe wants to learn more information about it, what's the best way for them to go about it, learn more about the task force?
I think the best way would be to contact me, honestly, or to contact Faustina or Sarita, honestly. And you can put my email. It's nicole.mcclain@lynnma.gov.
Great.
Yeah.
And is there anything else you wanted to mention before I wrap it up? Anything else I hadn't hit on?
I think we did a pretty good job. How do you feel, Danny?
I feel good.
We did good?
Yeah.
I think we did. Yeah, I feel good about it.
Yeah, I feel really good about it. All right, great. Love that.
Some good information.
Yes. And thank you for coming on once again. And my name is Danny Vittori. This has been the Lynn Lowdown, and we'll see you next week with more guests.